Great afternoon. I'm out here at Elephant Butte and it is 95 degrees out today. Even with the AC, it is hotter than Hades. Anyway, I came out here because I want to dump the black tank and stuff before I go home. And so I came out here so that I can do that when I leave tomorrow morning. Whew. But yeah, when I went up to Wally World today, the dogs were in here. Don't worry, they were fine. I started the generator, had the AC running, plus the fan also plugged in, so they were quite fine. They were under the shade, unlike where I'm at here and under the sun. They had it cooler than I do now. But anyway, yeah. Then I came here and I watched a movie. It was about the missing, is what they said, white buffalo women, missing Indigenous women. Well, you watch the video, and there's a little segment about it that most of them are being trafficked, okay? And there is no, you can go on the reservation, and she says, you could kill me, put it on film, and we couldn't touch you because it's a different nation, basically. So there's a lot of suicides and trafficked. Women are getting trafficked. So that was about it. And the rest of it about the impoverishment of, what's going on there, which is true. I mean, all of that is true. Yesterday on my way back, I picked up a Native American, and you could smell the alcohol, okay? And you could see he's been doing meth, the way he's talking. They have a way that they move their mouth and talk when they're doing meth and stuff. Just sad to see, he's maybe late 20s, early 30s, and just life is just going down the tubes when you get into that. So yeah, I agree, all these things need to be talked about. There needs to be reparations made. There needs to be utilities put out, water. Even Navajos, he said he has to go and bring water in where he lives. They don't have running water still. A lot of them, they have to go out and you'll see most of the people in Navajo Nation in their trucks. They have trucks, and then they've got these big water things that they go and have to go get water. They don't even have running water there yet. And some of the roads there, a lot of it is dirt roads, so when it does rain, it's just mud. And this one was about Pine Reservation, women in the Pine Reservation up there. And she said her electric bill up there is $300 a month. And when she had a 2-bedroom condo she was living, it was $90 a month. And where she's at on the reservation, it's $300 a month. So, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be handled. I was a bit disappointed in the movie because it's being put out there about the Indigenous women that are so missing, so many of them. And that was just a very small segment of the movie. So, I was a bit disappointed in the fact that it's being put out there, and it should be really retitled on the plight of the Indigenous that live, on many of the reservations. Okay. So while I'm here, I wanted to look at what is going on with the they don't know whether they're all being trafficked, whether they're being killed, whether they're being You know, there's been suicide. One woman was talking about her daughter committed suicide. And yeah, just tough. They said that in the Pine Reservation, they have men's camps that are working on the pipeline. And they're, you know, suspecting that a lot of women are getting trafficked. One woman was talking about she was trafficked to these drug houses. Okay, she was fortunate she got out of it, but that's happening up there. And they said there was one little kid, 2-year-old kid, that somebody had taken up there and sexually abused at one of those men camps, and they don't do a thing about it because they're not reservation people. If it's somebody on the reservation, then the reservation police could do something. If it's somebody off the reservation, we don't know, we don't see, we don't hear, na. You know, and that's just wrong. That's just wrong. So let's look at the plight of these women. What's going on? Okay. In the past, this is about, you know, some action that's been taken. The present, you know, again, this is something that's being, actions they're looking at, and they're, you know, they're fighting about it, trying to figure out something. Okay, the challenge is to look at this, to actually look at it and do something. Okay, look at what's happening in the world with these women and get some truth behind it. The foundation is, you know, the sacred hoop, it's like the wheel, the things are turning. Above it, again, we have to look at the fact of this, come to get some knowledge about it. We need, you know, this needs to be looked at seriously, and action needs to be taken. So looking at action and the wheel, between those, connecting those, we have, this has to become of an emotional concern, more of a concern than it is now. Okay. On the other side, balanced again with, we have some women starting to take action and standing up and speaking about it, but we need to have more done. There needs to be more education on this, and really they need to have some laws changed. You know, this thing about, you know, no harm, no foul, if you're somebody off the reservation, you could just go over there and abduct somebody, kill them, whatever, and there's no consequences. Now, that's sick and wrong. So, again, it's looking at the action that these guys have done and looking at the plight of the women above it and looking to see a direction, to take some action in a direction when it comes to, you know, emotionally understanding what's going on with this. Okay, the other balance of that, again, comes out to the emotional thing, really looking at this. So on the one whole side, mainly this is all with the women's energy and considering and looking at it. On the other side, we have the action by men that's doing this and not having any kind of a consideration for their feelings, the women's feelings and what's going on with them, and really needing to look at this. Okay, so underneath of it, let's look and see what we have. We have those that are, usually this is dark money, or this could be, you know, this bully action being done by these men. They can put an end to their lives, holding on to what they have. And we need to have a council. We need to have a coming together to higher things. And the shaman's drum, this needs to be something that needs to be talked about. We need to bring this out in the open. This thing about being able to hold on and create deaths, these are the things. And, these guys working together and these deaths that are happening, that nothing gets done about it. It's time to beat the drum, to make these things aware, and to come together to change some laws. Really, we need to have laws changed that because you don't live on the reservation, you're not culpable for their deaths, for their trafficking, for anything. This is really unbelievable, and this needs to be brought to the surface more. This needs to be talked about more. Hopefully Deb Holland, which is our Indigenous woman from New Mexico up there, hopefully she could bring some awareness of this and could get, start beating the drum, start putting the word out, start getting some emotion behind it, that this needs to be rectified and solved, and we need to do something to protect these women. It says it's 10 times worse than anywhere else when it comes to Indigenous women suffering violence, sexual trauma, violence, trafficking, murders, suicides. I mean, it's really prevalent, and it's this is not right. To say, well, you're a sovereign nation, but we're a nation over here, and so somebody commits a crime on the reservation, oh well, you're just out of luck, okay? That is something so wrong. So, so these things, again, need to be looked at and changed. To say because you're not Native American, you can get away with kidnapping, murder, trafficking, okay? We think it's bad that they're taking away abortion rights. Balance this against what's happening on the reservations, that women can be kidnapped, killed, trafficked, and no consequences, okay? Not our problem, okay? And you don't have the authority to do anything. This needs to be absolutely, the cause needs to be championed, and we need to get out there and, like the card says, beat that drum for all it's worth, and get a council, get people together to talk about this and make some new laws and rectify this. So I'm going to leave this here. Love and light. See you online.